Oh wait, we're live?
We live. We in this thing.
Oh. Well, hey guys, it's the Ariola Juan, and we are here for the On Mothers podcast.
Yes, and I'm your girl, Chatty Patty. Thank you so much for tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with us, and we are so grateful that you're listening.
Oh, Jay-Z.
You know, I had to steal a little something.
Still in quotes this morning is what we're doing. We're still in quotes, guys. We're still in quotes. So we are here for the On Mothers podcast pilot. So this is going to sound horrible, but it's okay because we're going to go with it, and next week is going to be better for episode 1. How was your week?
It was good. You know, this past week was real chill, a really good vibe. I got a lot done, a lot accomplished. I will say the week before was a little better. We had the CBC weekend, and I got to go to the gala.
You know, I never go to those.
Why not?
I just don't feel like I want to be in the city with a whole lot of...
You know, uppity Negroes?
Yeah.
I got you.
Maybe I...
No, they are real uppity, but listen, when you get some hip hop and a little liquor flowing, them uppity Negroes is just as ratchet as the rest of us.
Well, that's great. Amazing.
Had a ball. So
follow her on Instagram.
Please do. That's Chatty Patty DC.
Because you gotta see the dress. The dress was amazing. I was like, okay, girl. I mean, maybe one day I need to come out, but no, not.
But that was the highlight of the entire, the entire week was the gala. I mean, I feel guilty saying that. I should have popped into some of the forums, but see, we got regular jobs, and a lot of those forums are during duty hours, and I just can't. So
do people really take like vacation for this?
Yes.
Like this is big.
Yes.
Okay.
But you know, a lot of these people are in politics.
Okay.
So you know, wherever they work, they know that they're leaving for this week, that week. Yeah. What about
y'all
you?
Check it out. Just being a mom on Muvas. Being a mom all week long. Highlight of the week. There wasn't one. It was literally just back to back to back in every activity. So I was looking forward to doing this week.
Me too. I gotta tell you something though. So, you know, I'm always on Facebook, and I just stopped arguing with people on Facebook. It's a real recent thing, and once I developed that piece that, you know, comes with walking away from a Facebook argument, I was like, oh, I need to know this. I need to incorporate this. However, I gave a gentleman the time of day on Facebook. He was in a group, and he was complaining about how women don't give him any time or any play, and it's because he doesn't have a glamorous job.
What's his job?
He said that he makes beats, and I believe he drives Lyft.
Oh, does he have a glamorous paycheck? Because I give glamorous attention for glamorous paychecks. Like, what are you talking about? I don't understand.
I mean, he did say, oh, you know, on any given weekend he could bring in a good amount of money. Mm-hmm. And I was saying, okay, but you know, is that consistent? Is that a consistent earning? Mm-hmm. You know, but that's none of my business. So then I saw other men in the comments. They were blaming feminism. They were blaming black women wanting status and a bunch of stuff. So out of the kindness of my heart, I chimed in and I said, hey, you know, it could be a number of things. It could be one of 3 things. It could be attraction. Maybe they're just not attracted. It could be stability. Maybe where they are in life, you know, the job you have doesn't provide enough stability for them.
Right.
And then I said, and maybe it could be you. It could be anything. So I suggested that he talk to a woman, somebody in his life that he trusts, that give him feedback. And I was like, have a blessed day. I hope you found what you're looking for. You know, real cute.
To have a blessed day?
Tell me why he came back with something else. And it was like, well, you know, I'm not that confident, and women don't really seem to like me because I'm not confident. So then
ding, ding, ding.
So then I said, well, maybe it's the women you're going after. You know, you're chasing a certain circle or a certain type of women. Maybe
your budget is a Bentley, but you keep going to the dealership. Go back over to the Honda dealer. It's just not for you. So
then he goes, well, maybe society should change. Every time, listen, I said, sir, I have offered you some helpful tips.
I gave you the blueprint, sir. Okay.
And every time I give you an answer, you come back with a problem. Every solution, you have a problem for it. So then I was like, And I said, well, I'm sorry, that's not me. I can't help you. But after that conversation, I thought, see, this is why women don't like you. You are draining. This is exactly why women. And then I thought, that's it. These are the niggas that women don't want to submit to. So that brings us to our first topic today.
I'm not submitted to no meeting. I can't do it.
Ma'am, and lacking the confidence, but then wants you to treat him like the head of the household while raising his self-confidence and overlooking his insecurities. And I don't make that much money, but sir,
oh, well, I just gotta sip my drink on that one because I'm drained. Just
I was drained, and I said, yeah, these are the ones we don't submit to, sis. So with that being said,
you saw Fantasia this week.
I saw Fantasia. Tell me
Fantasia then went and got her high school diploma. She done met her man in 3 weeks.
Was it her diploma?
Okay, well, she got a certificate somewhere. She done went and got a little coin, a little check.
You sitting on the couch. You ain't doing nothing today.
First thing the sun comes on the TV, and what do? You sign up. Okay, that's what she did. And she found her man, and then she decided she wanted to be in New York and go to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And had an interview.
Yeah.
I mean, the interview was okay. I'll give it to Fantasia. She was talking about, God in your life and your household and, fasting to find her man that she met in 3 weeks and saved herself for 3 whole weeks.
Oh, yeah, because she didn't have sex until they were
3
married.
weeks. She saved herself. Mm-hmm. Then she said something about submitting.
Yes.
To her man. Because she's the neck of her man's the head. And he can't move without her, girl. But I can't find no man because I won't submit. Come on, Fantasia now. You give it life advice, but...
Well, I can't find a man because my mac and cheese dry. I'm going to tell my own business.
Please tell your business. I didn't want to tell it at a later date, but the mac and cheese is a little dry today, okay?
That's why we sipping.
We gotta
It's a little parched.
Gotta wash it down. But seriously, how do we feel about this? I mean, then she followed up with a quick video. It was long as hell, but it was quick on IGTV with her man, who is a ex-felon.
Yes.
Okay. Street pharmacist, or we don't know the occupation?
I don't know the occupation.
I'm gonna Google him. What's his name? Taylor. Last name is Taylor. Okay, I'm gonna Google him later and give y'all the
next time. We're gonna write down all the info, but
I'm gonna give it to you. But so basically, he turned his life around. Now he's the businessman. Now he's the head of her household and her checkbook. And her happiness, because that's what Fantasia told us. So how do we feel about submitting to our man the Fantasia way?
So I don't know about the Fantasia way, because I don't know how I would feel if I was a multimillionaire. Fantasia, I believe, is worth $7 million.
Okay.
And her spouse is worth point something million. Point something million.
Point?
Yeah, point. It's a zero in front of it. But that don't matter. Listen, he got more than I got.
Okay, that's true.
That's
true. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm not gonna judge. I mean, and then when you get into millions, I don't know at what point you're like, okay, I can't, take into consideration, like Oprah. Oprah is the wealthiest woman. So if she weren't with Stedman, because Stedman is the long time ordeal, I don't know. If you're Oprah, who do you submit to? You know what I mean? So I guess money can't really be the determinant factor when you're at that level. However...
Okay, take money off the table. Are you submitting?
Yes. So I am very traditional in relationships.
Okay.
I want my man to be the provider. I want to be able to come home and know that I can trust there's a home to come to. You want me to be the homemaker, have a home for me to make. A word. I want to make sure that my children are cared for, and I'll do my portion as the nurturer and the loving person in the relationship. But I'm very, very my ideals are definitely old school in the relationship aspect. I'm very feminist in the workforce, but at home, I want to come home to somebody and I'm like, hey, baby, And I think it's not, for me, money is a factor, because we were talking about 50-50. And if we're going 50-50, that means I have to work just as hard as you and then come home and submit to you, even though I'm carrying the same amount of weight. So I'm not a fan of that. But I can submit.
But we gotta back it up.
Okay.
What's submission?
Submission is allowing your man to make decisions and trusting his leadership in the household.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily agree that everything defaults to your husband or your spouse or whatever, and he makes all the decisions on his own. However, I think, you come together, you have a discussion, and I think his perspective probably would weigh heavier.
Okay, so that's going to be our definition. I'm going to use that.
Okay.
So could I submit? No.
No, really?
I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I couldn't do it. So I grew up with great examples of women who submit. I love them to death. I feel like if I'm going to submit, we gotta come up with a new definition.
Okay.
Because the women that I know all need counseling after submitting for so many years. They do. You let yourself go. You decided that your husband was at the head and you had to do all this stuff to provide for him.
Wait, you can't provide for him.
Well, provide for his happiness, because they definitely, like, the men that I've watched be the head of their family, they're truly the head of their family. There's no 50-50 for them. They're like 80-20, 90-10 type thing.
Right.
But at what point did you lose your happiness along the way? And I am scared that I'm going to lose my happiness submitting to someone else. Like,
but see, that's when you submit to the wrong person. I think I've been in situations where we've had this conversation. I've been married my entire 20s. So when I divorced and I dated, I was giving men wifey Trisha.
Ooh.
And they didn't deserve it. So I think the same thing goes along with submission. When you're submitting to the wrong one, then you will feel like that. Because listen, as a single mom out here, I'm tired. I would love to come home and know that somebody's got me and is making the decisions tonight, because I've done it for so long that I can lay that burden down and I can trust that he's got it, and he knows me so well that any decision he makes on behalf of his family, he knows me. You know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, it's his decision.
Right.
It's our decision, but it's because he knows his woman.
Okay, well, maybe.
I like that. And so, sis, I'm tired.
You tired?
I'm tired. I'm ready to submit. Honey, where you at? I'm ready to submit right now.
I mean, if you think of it from your perspective, then maybe I could, but it's going to take somebody that, girl.
Yeah.
God better send me a message on a little piece of paper. This is the one. Because I'm going to need to know. I can't just keep playing around. I feel like I have 2 girls now. They have to watch me as an example. I can't just be out here willy-nilly like, yes, okay, yes, you can be the head of the household today.
And then,
no.
Fantasia did say something along the lines of it being a generational curse. And I know a lot of people cringed when she said that. But I would agree, because I feel like the generation of men that we encounter, they want everything. First of all, it's not 50-50, because we work. For the majority of the black women I know, we outwork and out-earn our men. So it ain't 50-50, because we're carrying the team and then coming home and maintaining the house and bringing home the bacon and cooking it. So, and then changing diapers and doing the appointments and everything.
So I was just thinking about it, because I got a lot of stuff.
But then we're expected to submit. That goes back to homeboy who didn't have confidence, didn't have, consistent pay, but was upset that women weren't attracted to him. I can't submit to that.
I think that's, okay, maybe that's my fear. Is that I'm submitting to someone who who feels like homeboy, who has all this baggage. And so part of me submitting this, I have to be your therapist as well. I can't. I can't. You're putting way too much on me. So you expect me to do all these things and then still view you as somebody that I can follow? You can't even lead. You're not even stable enough to lead me. Where are we going?
You can't lead yourself.
You can't lead. Because in your brain, you're wishy-washy. I can't follow that.
And then the other thing is, there are so many women that are like, I would never submit. Sis, if you had the right man, yes you would.
I probably would.
And you wouldn't call it that. You don't have to call it that. But there are a lot of women that would. If they had the right man, they just wouldn't label it that, because they would view it a little different.
I hate labels, so that's what it is. I can't label it as submission, but if the right man comes, I can do that. Yes. If you're showing me that you can lead me somewhere, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I do believe that our generation is a little off.
But why? Is that an episode for another day?
I think so. We're going to have to unpack that.
Yeah, because there is a big buzz right now about breaking generational curses. But why do I have to break them? Why are they even here? Why didn't you break them before I was made? I didn't ask to come to do this. This was not my mission in life.
My biggest freedom didn't come from, everybody's like, oh, they want a partner that makes them happy. The freedom that I have now came from me being alone and me making myself happy.
Girl, talk about it, because I feel the same way.
So the place I'm in, I am so happy.
Yes.
So the idea of being with someone who can compliment, not make me happy, but compliment my happiness and provide for my family, I could definitely submit to that.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's freedom in making yourself happy.
Yeah, you
not relying on somebody else to make you happy.
But I didn't know I was unhappy.
How do you not know?
Girl, I didn't know. I was just going through the motions, and I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And I'm like a very confident person, so on the outside looking in, you would have thought I had it all together. Girl, no.
So that moment,
it was like literally at the beginning of this year, and I was just like by myself, just thinking like, I'm about to have another baby. Like, how am I about to do this? You don't have it together. You're worrying every 5 seconds. Like, what do you want to do? How are you going to provide for these kids? And you hate yourself. Deep down, you hate yourself for your choices. Like, get your shit together. So I got my shit together. And now I just not going back to that place. So I don't, it's bad to say I don't care who has to go to stay like this, because I don't feel like you just let anybody go ever.
Oh no, yes, I do. Everybody can go.
Everybody can go? Since everybody can go.
Listen, my kids can't.
So everybody can go.
Everybody but the kids can go. And when they turn 18, they can go. Where I am in my peace, I protect it so much that I've had conversations with my father, like even recently, where he's upset and he's not talking to me. And I'm like, okay. I called him, left him a message. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm happy where I am, and if any of what you're doing is going to impact or affect my happiness or spill over into my household, you can go. I'm not carrying anybody else's weight. Now, if I make a mistake or if I've done someone wrong, I own up and I'll make it work. I'll do what it takes. I'll do the work. But if you are trying to bring your baggage into my piece, you can go.
Maybe I'm on step 1 of finding my own happiness, because you sound like you on like step 5.
I'm so happy.
Anybody can go.
Anybody can go, but the kids. Anybody. I'm so happy, and I can't see myself ever going back to where I'm a single mom of 3. For those of you who don't know, and I was really hard on myself. I felt like a statistic. I'm a divorcee. And they say 50% of marriages fail. My marriage failed. I've got 3 kids. I'm only I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but I'm young. And I just felt like a statistic. And then I had to let that go. I don't care what people think. There's somebody lined up right now ready to lick these cinnamon rolls. So.
See, if she's gonna do this today, then I'm gonna just drink, because she took it a step I was not even gonna take.
So once you get past that, you gotta let some stuff go and do some real work on yourself. I can't allow that back into my life. So yeah, everybody can go.
But you know what? I realized that I love people better now when I started to love myself and be happy.
Yes.
Because it's like, all right, I know I have all these flaws, and I'm still working, so I'm not going to tell you that like I'm 100% cured and oh my god, it's just great and I'm just this great person, because I'm not. Like, I did some last week that was like, what, girl, you in the old area again? Like, no, like, why are you so selfish? Like, stop.
But you see it.
But I see it now, and it's like, you're calling me on my bullshit, and I appreciate it, but realize that I still have to work.
Yeah.
And I still have to fix this. So yeah.
You know what I do though, before I say people can go, I also give people a lot of grace. Okay. Because I know that
you have to.
I wasn't perfect. I've hurt people. I've hurt people deep.
People hurt people though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People that I loved, people that I respected. Some people I was able to make amends with, and some people I wasn't. We gotta save that one for another podcast. But it hurts when you can't make amends with the people that you love. And so I provide people grace that I wasn't given. However, giving somebody grace doesn't mean you give them the authority or the space to cause chaos in your life. So
Chatty Patty got all the words today, y'all. Like, she done gave us like 5 gems that we're gonna have to unpack underneath the comment section. And you gonna have to comment on it, because she wanted to be a preacher today and I wasn't ready for this.
Happiness. I'm telling you, once you get your song,
so that's the blueprint.
She
goes to life. Be happy.
Happiness. You have to find your happiness. You can't rely on somebody else to give it to you. It's not in your kids. It's not in your man. It's not in sex. I'm telling you, it's internal.
It's not in submission.
No, it's not. No, it can be.
But so you could submit.
I can.
I guess after our conversation, I could, if the right candidate came along and he could leave me, I think I could too.
Very good. Okay, so I think we've hammered that one out. I want to kind of wrap this up just a little bit because we could be here all day. Unpopular opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this goes back to our conversation in regards to submission. I saw a lot of comments where girls were calling other women, women were calling other women pick-me's. Mm-hmm. And I was like, isn't that interesting? Because a lot of these women I know personally, and I'm like, you're a pick-me. Mm-hmm. You've been a pick-me.
Ooh.
And I'm sure if the right man came along, you'd definitely be a pick-me. So for those who don't know, a pick-me is somebody who goes along to get along just for male attention.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of women who, when you disagree with their ideals, they'll label you a pick-me if it's something that aligns with what they consider the patriarchy or what men want. And I think sometimes there are logical expectations of men. And so when you agree with a man, it's like, oh, you're just doing that for male attention. No, that just makes sense to me. But then on the other end, I see women out here that have done a lot for male attention, and they're the first ones to call another woman a pick-me. I'm like, how is a pick-me calling somebody else a pick-me? My unpopular opinion, I don't like the word pick-me. We can do without that.
Who's going to exit out of the dictionary?
Yeah, we can just exit that one.
Just let it go.
Let that go.
So I guess my unpopular opinion this week is there's a blueprint to shit. Like, Fantasia girl, love you to death girl. Stop going on to radio stations and airing out your top 5 hints on how to be happy and have this 5-year marriage that took you 3 weeks to give it up, when everybody's life and everybody's relationship isn't the same. So what I would encourage people to do is take bits and pieces of all the information that you get and apply them to your own life, your own way, and stop feeling like it's just one cookie cutter way to do everything, because it's not. And F these people. Like, oh,
I love it.
Ugh.
I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you subscribe to us. Make sure that you check us out on Instagram. Make sure you follow us and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Leave us some comments because we like to I don't want to say conversate. That's not right. We want to converse with the people. See? We want to converse with the people in the comment section. We definitely will respond. We drop on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is the drop day. Make sure you're paying attention, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.